A red pickup truck sped recklessly down the highway before losing control and crashing into a line of cars. The impact sent a black car it struck head-on flying, which then smashed into the white car ahead. In seconds, a single loss of control escalated into a destructive chain reaction crash on the busy highway. A black car suddenly lost control and accelerated uncontrollably. It swerved off the road at high speed, crashing violently into the roadside and hitting a pedestrian walking on the sidewalk. The impact sent debris flying, grazed the rear of a bus traveling just ahead. The scene was chaotic and terrifying for nearby witnesses. On a narrow road, a red SUV attempts to overtake a truck, cutting into the opposite lane despite oncoming traffic. The reckless move forces an approaching truck to swerve sharply, narrowly avoiding a head-on collision. Losing control, the SUV crashes violently into a wall, showing how a single risky maneuver can end in disaster. The black car in the right lane suddenly accelerated and cut into the lane of the dashcam car, narrowly avoiding a collision. Instead of backing off, the dashcam driver sped up in anger, chasing the black car and deliberately scraping its front bumper. The reckless move backfired. The car lost control and slammed into a red truck traveling nearby. Vehicles were moving steadily along the road when a white four-wheeler suddenly made a sharp left turn from the straight lane without warning. The abrupt maneuver struck a nearby cyclist, knocking the bicycle to the ground. Instead of stopping, the white vehicle sped away from the scene, leaving bystanders shocked at the reckless hit and run. A truck was reversing into a driveway without properly checking behind, or perhaps the pedestrian had fallen into the driver's blind spot. As the truck backed up, it struck the person hard, dragging them several meters before finally stopping. The incident highlights how a moment of inattention while reversing can turn deadly in an instant. A Range Rover was seen speeding and weaving recklessly between lanes, showing no regard for the traffic around it. Moments later, the driver lost control, clipping one vehicle and setting off a chain reaction crash that damaged 5 cars in total. The chaotic scene left debris scattered across the road and traffic at a standstill. The silver car in front was moving at high speed and failed to notice the vehicle approaching from the right side of the intersection. It slammed directly into the side of that car, then, unable to regain control, continued forward and crashed into another car parked on the opposite side of the road. The sudden double collision left both vehicles heavily damaged. Vehicles were traveling smoothly when the four-wheeler ahead suddenly accelerated, cutting across 2 lanes at once in an aggressive attempt to overtake others. Momentum unchecked, the car lost control, veering off the road before crashing violently into the roadside and flipping over. One reckless maneuver turned a normal drive into a dangerous accident. On a highway with cars moving steadily, suddenly the car ahead makes a sharp left turn, leaping over the center divider and nearly striking 2 other vehicles, a black car and the dash cam car. The black car slams on its brakes to avoid a collision, while the dash cam car barely escapes, capturing the near-miss intense detail. The purple four-wheeler suddenly lost control, veering sharply left onto the road. It collided directly with 2 motorbikes and a gas pump, unleashing a violent chain reaction. In moments, the vehicles and the pump were completely destroyed, leaving a scene of total devastation and a stark reminder of how quickly accidents can escalate. Heavy rain turned the road slick, forcing vehicles to move cautiously. Suddenly, a black car lost traction, skidding uncontrollably across the wet surface. It slammed directly into the front of a passenger bus coming from the opposite direction, triggering a violent collision. A routine drive quickly turned into a dangerous accident in seconds. A brand new car found itself sandwiched between two trucks. When the front truck slowed, the driver panicked and swerved into another lane without checking. The truck in the right lane couldn't stop in time, and the collision was inevitable. A stark reminder of how quickly panic can turn a routine drive into disaster. A black four-wheeler stopped abruptly in the middle of the road, signaling to change lanes, forcing the truck behind it to brake. The car behind the truck couldn't react in time, crashing into the back of the truck and spinning into the next lane. Always remember, move to the left lane earlier if you want to exit the road safely. In heavy rain with slippery roads and limited visibility, a blue four-wheeler suddenly stopped in the middle of the road. The white car behind slammed on its brakes to avoid a collision, but the vehicle following it couldn't react in time, smashing into the back of the white car. One moment of poor spacing caused an unnecessary collision. The black car tried to shift into the left lane but failed to maintain a safe distance from the neighboring vehicle, resulting in a collision. Instead of handling the situation calmly, the driver stopped, got out, and began arguing aggressively with the other driver, turning a minor accident into an unnecessary confrontation. The truck driver, trying to avoid colliding with the car ahead, swerved into the right lane and lost control. In a desperate attempt to regain control, the truck crossed two lanes and veered onto the shoulder, striking vehicles in the left lane. One moment of panic escalated into a multi-vehicle incident in seconds. The vehicles were moving cautiously on the slick, rain-soaked road when the truck suddenly lost control. It slammed into the back of a Hyundai traveling too close to the vehicle ahead, triggering a chain of collisions that rippled down the line. In just seconds, the slippery surface turned a moment's mistake into a multi-vehicle crash. The car was traveling close to the right lane, intending to turn onto another road, but the driver reacted too late, cutting across just as a motorbike was passing through. Startled, the rider swerved hard to avoid impact, only to scrape along the side of the white car. A split-second hesitation nearly caused a serious crash. The Tesla's dash cam captured a black car abruptly stopping in the middle of the road. The vehicle behind had no time to react and swerved sharply into the next lane, narrowly avoiding a collision with the Tesla traveling there. One sudden stop turned a routine drive into a heart-stopping near miss. A black four-wheeler was speeding recklessly along the road when it suddenly swerved, colliding directly with a motorbike near the left lane. The impact threw the rider into the median, causing a severe crash. Without stopping, the car accelerated away, turning a dangerous accident into a hit-and-run in mere seconds. A truck was overtaking a biker while, at the same time, a white car in the opposite lane tried to pass a black car. The two vehicles collided head-on. The truck didn't stop, barreling forward and crashing into the car right behind the white car. One split-second mistake turned the road into a dangerous scene of multi-vehicle collisions.